And we welcome you to a game that we thought may not ever happen. Eagan High School boys hockey for the 2021 season is on the air. My name is Mike Cook, joined by Nathan Cron this year. And Nathan, boy, with everything going on in the world, everybody's just happy to be playing tonight.
I don't think there's a happier group of people than the people that are going to be on this ice tonight and the people in the stands watching it. Obviously, there are a lot of people who are watching at home, and we appreciate that. And I'm sure that a lot of them would love to be here enjoying a high school hockey game. And you're right, Mike, with all the stuff that's going on. What we've had to do as a society, what we've had to do as a high school league, as from high school levels all the way up to the pros, what we've had to do to have sports and have something to watch other than what might be on the TV that's not always so much fun to watch, it's a big effort, and now tonight it pays off.
And for the Eagan Wildcats, there's an old adage when you go to a sporting event where you hear somebody hawking about, hey, can't tell the players allowed to program. That is the Eagan hockey team this year.
Yeah, Mike, there's a substantial amount of turnover with the Eagan High School boys hockey team, varsity team as they take the ice now. We're going to see a lot of guys logging their first varsity minutes. And obviously that's going to be an adjustment for a lot of these guys, but at the same time, Coach Carlson says, hey, we're ready to get on the ice, and we're ready to show what we can do and learn from our mistakes and our successes.
You mentioned those two words that we haven't said before, Coach Carlson. Todd Carlson taking over the varsity program after 16 years at Eagan High School, longtime JV coach, helped out with the Eagan Bantams in the youth program, helped out with some of the STP training in the offseason, and Coach Carlson finally gets his shot here as the Wildcat head man. His former coach Mike Taylor, he went down to the JV level.
Yeah, for Coach Carlson, well over 20 years working with Eagan hockey, both at the high school and at the association level. And of all the years, imagine, Mike, of all the years to take over the high school program and make it your own, you're handed a pandemic. And Coach Carlson, when we talked to him earlier today, was very excited about tonight. I'm not sure how he slept last night. I can guarantee you a lot of these players are also very, very excited. And we're going to do everything we can out on the ice. As you can see the lights blinking out there, we're going to do everything we can to have something of a normal introductions, a normal setup to this game, and try to have a high school hockey experience.
And on the other side of the ice, the visitors tonight, the Eagan Wildcats could not have got a tougher opponent for game number one, Lakeville South. There are teams every year, if they want to go to the X, Lakeville South has a legitimate shot.
Yeah, Lakeville South is a very, very strong team. They return a lot of great players in goal and skaters. It's going to be a tall test for these young Wildcats.
Let's throw it to public address announcer Nick Johnson for the introductions.
And your Eagan Wildcats! Let's meet the starting lineups, beginning with our visitors. In goal, number 30, Cody Tyson. On defense, number 25, Mason Johnson. On defense, number 21, Jack Malinsky. At center, number 19, Cade Aaronholtz. At forward, number 9, Cameron Baki. And at forward, number 4, Tanner Ludke. Head coach of the Cougars is Yanni Kivelhami, assisted by Lee Engstrom, Corey Campbell, Bodie Engum, and Chris Campbell. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your Eagan Wildcats! In goal, senior number 29, Graham Edmond. On defense, junior number 4, Nicholas Cron. His defensive partner, junior number 5, Eric Pika. The center, junior number 10, Dylan Wedward. At forward, junior number 19, Leighton Olsen. And at forward, junior, the captain, number 17, Alex Lackenmeyer. Assistant coaches for the Wildcats are Nolan Pearson and Mario Munoz. It is with great pleasure to announce the head coach of the Wildcats is Todd Carlson. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask you to please rise, remove your hats, and join us in the playing of our Star-Spangled Banner.
Look at that Eagan Wildcat bench, and you know there are some butterflies that are in the guts of those players. As we said, so many fresh new faces on this team this year. Just 5 players come into tonight with varsity experience.
Yeah, it's going to be a trial by trial by combat, trial by fire. Pick your metaphor, but it's going to be intense out there. I think it's going to be really important, Mike. In these first few minutes, Eagan's got to do something to just stay calm. They've got to stay calm, do their assignments, finish their checks, play safe, just get into the flow of this game, and then worry about things, how it's all going to shake out.
Look at Dylan Wedward. He's going to take the draw for the Wildcats against Kate Ehrenholz for the Lakeville South Cougars. We are underway South Suburban Conference play in the 2021 hockey season. South will dump it in, and this top line has the potential to be lethal as they nearly get one there about 10 seconds in. And we've got a whistle right away. When you look at the speed, you saw Cameron Bakke coming down that right side, number 9. And he's out there. Bakke last year, 12 goals, 25 assists. The guy in the middle, Ehrenholz, we've talked about, 18-15 for 33 last year. You know South is good. They've got 5 of their top 6 scorers that have returned. Ehrenholz in front. Edlund with a big save for the Eagan Wildcats. Graham Edlund, I think he had a couple of backup minutes last year, kind of the quote-unquote garbage time. But I know Coach Carlson is very high on the Eagan netminder. Yeah, Graham Edmonds is a steady Eddie. He's a real cool customer there in net, and he's going to have to be because he's going to see a fair number of shots, and not every shot is probably going to be able to be kept out of the net. Yeah, well, the first icing of the hockey game will go against the Eagan Wildcats. Again, Lakeville South, they were number 6 in the rankings that came out today. Prior Lake was 7, and that was it for South Suburban teams in the top 20. Is that a bit of a surprise, Mike? I kind of get a sense that might be a bit of a surprise. Yeah. That goes wide of Edlund. This shot came from Novak back at the point. It was Jack Novak, 14, one of the captains for this Cougar squad. Cougar cycled down low, trying to come back out near side to Willis. Willis controls the puck, checked out of the play by Eagan's, I believe that was Anderson? Got a lot of new numbers we've got to learn this year. Out in front, yeah. Lafferty for South. Long shot all the way through Edmond, cleared out. Nicely by the Cats, and we'll have an icing. But a good play there by the Eagan Wildcats, number 22, Ben Barbato, just knock that out of harm's way.
Yeah, I think Barbado playing it safe is the smart play there, and interesting there that Eagan had changed their defensive pairing. That was the same forward group that had been on the ice since the game started, and now they come to the bench, and we're going to see the next group of boys.
Right now for Eagan, it's Gus Bly, number 37, as South with another opportunity, and Edlund sprawls out, and somehow that does not go in. 123 in. Also on this line for the Wildcats, Gavin Goyle, a newcomer to the squad this year, and number 13, Matt Hansen, coming up from the JV level. And the Wildcats trying to get something going offensively. Novak for South. Taking away that time by Cron for the Wildcats. Nicholas Cron wears number 4. I believe he was 24 last year. The Cats poked this one out of harm's way as we're just about 2 minutes gone by in this season opener for both of these squads. South, all the pressure thus far. 3 shots for the visitors, nothing for the Wildcats. And that puck was tipped all the way through off the stick of Hansen. Cats going to make a change. South is going to keep the same group out. For the Wildcats on the ice right now, 27, Sam Anderson. 14 is Jack Larson, and number 8, Nick Bohr. Nick, the one guy in that line that had some time last year up with the varsity club.
That's right. It's the senior line. It's the senior line here for the Eagan Wildcats, and I would expect that they are going to work hard and they're going to make smart decisions. That's exactly what you expect seniors to do, and that's what they're going to have to do to help this team.
South sends that one all the way down, so we'll have the first face-off to the side of Lakeville South netminder Cody Tyson. Tyson, very impressive last year. 1.90 goals against average, had 5 shutouts. So he's one of the Frank Grimson candidates for the state's top goalies coming into the season. So it might be tough to beat him tonight for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I think the Wildcats are definitely going to focus, as we talked to Coach Carlson today, they're going to definitely focus on the defensive zone, making sure that they're blocking shots in front of Graham Edmond. On offense, it'll be interesting to see where that offense comes from. Where do they get shots? And I suspect they'll take just about any kind of shot, any kind of goal, any kind of offensive pressure at this point to settle everything down.
Cats with their top line out there up front. Down the South net. Cats still looking for the first shot of this one, nearly 3 minutes in. See the score. We are scoreless here on ETV, your home for Wildcat sports. And hello to those of you watching us from Lakeville tonight, cheering on your Cougars. Glad you're with us. That's Barbado, number 22. And that's something going out of their zone. They try to go far side. That's Olsen. He'll jumper in. Tyson puts the paddle on that one, steered to the side. And here comes South with a full head of steam. A little too far that time trying to get number 19, Aaron Holtz, on the pass. South will controlling deep. Lutke in there for South, number 4. Another top returner for the South Cougars. Regroup. And they'll try to punch into the South zone. Turnover, opportunity for Lakeville South. Center in front, and Edlund got a piece of that, I believe. Nice play by Edlund here, the senior.
That was turned over in neutral ice, and Edmund did a great job breaking up that 3-on-2 with his left pad.
South once again. Aaron Holtz couldn't. I don't think he saw that pass coming to him. Nonetheless, South is going to continue on. And the shot is going to be stopped by Edmund. Boy, pretty much all Lakeville South so far.
Yeah, the offensive pressure has virtually all been in the Eagan end, and that's not a trend that you want to see continue if you're an Eagan fan. At the same time, the score is 0-0, and Graham Edmond looks like he's ready to go. He's stopping pucks. He's anticipating where that pass is going. So if these guys can play some good defense in front of him, he's going to have an opportunity to throw up a low number.
The thing I like so far, he's moving well. He seems calm and collected back there. Once again, South controls the puck in the Eagan zone. Far side, they're going to go low, send it around near side. This is Willis down the corner. He'll center it. That puck is tipped, and Edmond will just hang on to the little black disc. 12:33 to go. Scoreless first period. First of, I believe, the goal for Eagan TV this year is to shoot every varsity home hockey game, boys and girls this year, along with basketball, both boys and girls. And I know they got some swimming they're shooting tonight. That's going to be up on the YouTube channel. So Eagan TV doing their best to bring you Eagan High School activities when you can't have very many people here.
Yeah, we've got a great ETV crew here tonight. We'll talk a little bit more about them, at one of the breaks. But, at this point, Eagan's got to do something to get a little bit of offensive pressure. Lakeville South is right now is a little quicker, but a little more confident in where they need to be. Eagan showed some speed, but they need to be aware. They need to be better aware of each other on the ice and use each other a little bit better.
Nice job of staying on side there by Doms for South. He heads to the bench as Edmond makes another save for the Wildcats.
Well, I don't want to sound too haughty here. It's 8 saves so far for Graham Edmond. I don't think they're going to beat Graham Edmond very easily just taking a shot at him, and I think the way they're going to have an opportunity to beat Graham is when they go cross crease or when they get a dirty goal in front of the net. But right now, if he can keep them out of that zone, out of that house, I think they got an opportunity to really work on these guys.
And look at Edmond. Some of those, he's made a couple nice saves on chips tonight. Again, reading the puck really well. South will keep that one in right in front of the Wildcat bench, albeit briefly. Poked out, should be an ice. No, they waved that one off, the official says, right in front of the penalty box. And we play on here with 11.5 to go in a scoreless first. Aaron Holt once again, long shot way off the mark. Tipped on the way through by Bohr, I believe, for the Wildcats. Shots right now 8-0 in favor of the Cougars, and it's now 1-0 on their 9th shot of the game.
Yeah, it's the big line. It's the Baki Aaron Holtz Ludke line out there, and they got what were we talking about, Mike, just a minute ago? They got a screen shot in front of Graham Edmond. Graham's going to stop him when he can see him. That time, I think they're going to give that to Baki, if I'm not mistaken. But the reality of it is that Graham Edmonds going to stop a lot of shots if he could see him. That time, there was a lot of traffic in front of him.
4:38 by the time of the goal. We'll try to get the word from Nick Johnson right now.
Baki. Assist to number 25, Mason Johnson. Baki from Johnson at 5:38 of the first.
Cameron Baki tips in the shot from Mason Johnson. It's 1-0 Cougars. Again, we mentioned the Cats, they've really kind of been playing with fire so far. But this South team is just so darn good. We'll be able to keep it in near side. Sender for Lakeville South.
Well, Mike, I think what you're also seeing out there is a lot of inexperience. You're seeing guys who are not used to playing together. You're also seeing a bunch of guys who are new to varsity speed. I mean, the speed from JV to varsity is so much greater. The level of skill, the way it punishes mistakes, it's all so much quicker. And I think the Eagan Wildcats have just got to figure that out, and they've got to get used to that. And it's going to take them a little while to do it. It's not going to happen overnight.
A beta win on defense for the Wildcats. I believe that was Miller in for Lakeville South, who is number 37. First time we've called his game tonight. Lose some wood out there. Gets it back. South just continuing to put the pressure on the Wildcats. Shot left circle. Edmond got a piece of that. Might be through a screen that Redwood might actually set up there.
Yeah, it was a very shifty play there by Lakeville South. It basically set a moving screen. It would have been interference, potentially interference, but the referees judged that it wasn't hard enough or heavy enough.
Here's Redwood in fast for the Wildcats. Chris Vorchak in front, couldn't quite connect. It was Matt Hansen that time. And once again, Cats just really can't get any sustained pressure in the offensive zone. And the one shot, and out it comes. And after that shot, he went wide. Battling for Eagan, that's Goyle, 21. And Lakeville South just going to give chase, and they're going to regroup with Jack Malinsky. He battles in there with Bly for the Wildcats. He just punches out center. Crushed hard as Cron right in front of the South bench as the puck goes out of play. 9:28 to go. 1-0 Cougars. And that is not a typo at the top of your screen. It is indeed 10-0 shots on goal.
Yeah, the Wildcats have got to get a couple of shots on goal, even if they're just generally straight right at the goalie. But they got to get a little bit of offensive pressure.
And here comes South once again. That's number 5, Willis. He goes back into that corner. He's up there. He's got Novak with him. Cats looking at the jumps it out through the neutral zone. Puck was tipped, so there will be no ice. Tyson forced to play that one. Puts it up near side. Here comes Wills. Got Novak with him. He's going to leave it for Sender. Dom's checked out number 22. Molinski down nearly up top. Blocks by number 14, Jack Larson of the Wildcats. We approach the halfway point of period number 1. It's 1-0 South. And that shot nicely blocked in front by number 27 of the Wildcats, Sam Anderson. The senior forward on this squad.
That's what the Wildcats are going to have to do, Mike. They're going to have to block a lot of shots.
And South just keeps seeing that was Johnson back up. Johnson 25, he had an assist on the first goal. We also have a Johnson 23, it's Brett Johnson for the Cougars. Xander Billings in there, number 11 for Lakeville South. First time we've called him tonight. Cats poking it out. Some wheels on the far side, and that goes up over the top. Tyson had the mid up, but didn't need to grab it. Trying to get puck back out to neutral. Played by number 9 for the Wildcats. Maxine Brescherson. Trying to get that one right. Then it's 5th defenseman tonight for these Wildcats.
Yeah, great to see Maxime out on the ice. He was out all of last year, Mike, with concussion-like symptoms. Just never got right, but now he's back playing for the Wildcats, and he seems to be playing at a high level, and it's good to see it. You're happy for the kid, you're happy for the family.
Well, the other thing I like so far is Eagan is playing all their kids. They're rolling 3 lines, they're rolling 5D. Granted, South is doing it as well. But South is such a veteran team. Maybe that's not quite as important, although it is the first game of the year.
Well, it'll be interesting to see, Mike, how, obviously Coach Carlson, in our prep, with him, he was talking about how they've really only had a handful of opportunities to teach these guys the system, to talk about what they want to do. But already I'm seeing some differences, what I would call differences between what a senior-laden Mike Taylor team did and what this team's doing. Now, again, what's curious is that necessarily going to be the case all year, or is that just a function of not a lot of time to put stuff in?
Well, I think Coach Carlson told us today they had 8 days to practice.
That included tryouts, Mike.
Right. No scrimmages, no nothing there. They're out here green tonight.
And of course,
bam! Edmund comes up huge on that one. From way out, and Edmund will wisely cover that one.
Whew. Like I said, Mike, these South Cougars are an excellent hockey team. They've got a lot of skill. They've got a lot of speed. You see them playing unselfishly. You see a lot of drop passes, a lot of give and goes, a lot of movement, and that's part of that's because they've been playing together. All right. But also, what you're not seeing is them beating Graham Edmond straight up. They're going to beat him if he screened. They're going to beat him on rebounds, things like that. But right now, Graham is playing tight. Wildcats, if they play good in front of him, he's going to put up a low number.
Lockett just fired it wide off the feet from Lutke for South, and we'll have a face-off back in the Wildcat zone here. 6:13 to go in the opening period. Should mention, we said Todd Carlson, now the coach for the Wildcat boys. His assistants are Mario Munoz and Nolan Pearson. Yannick Kiwahami, the Lakeville South coach, his 3rd year down there. Spent he said it was a dozen years as head coach over at Burnsville before making the trek a little bit farther south. Pressure by the Wildcats that time. That was Lockenmeyer with the hit for 17. One of the captains on this Wildcat squad. Top returning goal scorer for Eagan with a grand total of 3. Leighton Olson had one last year. I'll take that back. Lockenmeyer had one last year. Check that back. Olson had one. Wedward had 3. And that's it for your returning goal scorers for the Wildcats.
Yeah, the Eagan Wildcats, as you look at the bench, there's going to be a focus here on D-zone, making sure that we don't give up a lot of goals, because it's going to take a little bit of time for these lines to create some opportunities, some offensive opportunities. And you got to remember, these guys aren't all seniors. They're not. Some of them are doing this really for the first time.
Absolutely. Right now, for South on the ice, they've got 15. Austin Stoneking, Ben Portner, 16, and 37. Eli Miller, their front line right now. Lafferty's back at 1 point, and I believe Brett Johnson with the puck right now. Long shot. Edmund got a blocker on that one, steered to the side. We mentioned right before the music and the introduction started, Lakeville South, one of those teams that realistically has a shot to get back to the X.
you know what?
And for them, that would be their 3rd year in a row and 4th time out of 5 years.
Yeah, given their section, given their youth and their speed and their skill, I mean, if you're a betting man, and if you could bet on high school sports, not that I recommend that at all, but if you were, you'd have to say that Lakeville South would absolutely be the favorite coming out of that Section 1.
I saw today we're 9 out of the last 10 champions have been South or North coming out of that section. I was trying to figure out who would have been the other one. I'm thinking that maybe Hastings got in there once. Not sure. Here come the Cats with an opportunity. They get it right below us at center ice. That was Anderson getting knocked down. Up deep into the South zone. And here come the Cougars, the head of steam. Tried to get it near side. They do this as Stone King from the circle. He's shadowed by Pika. Back in front opportunity. Novak from way out for South.
Novak has a big shot from that point. If he gets to unload that cannon, Mike, we're going to see some real fireworks. The Eagan Wildcats have got to jump on him quickly.
Good battle along the boards in front of where the student section would normally be here in Wildcat country.
Wildcats need to get out on people, so they're challenging these shots.
South just continues the pressure. Kept in. No, Malinsky couldn't quite get the stick on it. Yeah, South will be forced to regroup as Tyson stops the puck. Back in front of the scoreboard at the north end of the Eagan Civic Arena. And here comes South again. Look at the speed that they've got coming down. No, the center in front couldn't quite connect that time. Willis starts to center at far side to Johnson, Mason Johnson that time, 25. And Malinsky not going to be able to keep it in as Lackenmeyer tried to get around him, lost the puck momentarily. Now it's Malinsky's handling it. Shot from Willis, that goes wide, deflected on the way through. Centered in front, nobody there wearing red. Or should I say crimson, I guess. Good shot. Here's Edmund. Steers that one aside. And the numbers just keep going up on that shots on goal total. And we'll have a icing against the Wildcats. Whew. That Eagan Wildcat bench. We said a lot of new faces. We're getting to know them as we go through this season. And it's going to be an 18-game season. All South Suburban Conference foes, and I should rephrase that, a scheduled 18-game season.
That's right. You never know. As we saw with the football season, Mike, you just never know if you're going to get to play these games.
You think about like Lakeville South football this year, they ended up playing, I think, St. Michael Albertville after somebody canceled, and that turned out to be a whale of a football game down at South. Ben Burke and the Cougars having an outstanding season down there. Wildcats trying to punch this one out, and it will get out just past Loyal. Here comes Baki for South. Boston Airholz finishes his check against Bly. But Johnson is going to be forced to regroup. 2.5 to go in the first period. 1-0 South is our score. And it remains 1-0 as Edmund makes his 16th save of the hockey game.
Yeah, Graham Edmund not giving up too many rebounds, and he's going to have to, Mike. But notice what Lakeville South's doing. They're gaining the zone, and oftentimes, not every time, but oftentimes they're passing across the length of the ice or the width of the ice to create opportunities for off-wing or players on the other side. Egan's got to start picking those guys up.
Oh, Malinsky, that went off of Redwood and just trickled wide to the far post. Cats dump it out. They dump it out of the rink into the bench.
Well, Cron with a little bit of a mistake there. He has the opportunity to tee it up, and he's got to make sure that he keeps it in play. I'm sure that next time he'll make sure that stays in play.
It's number 19, Leighton Olson, junior forward for the Wildcats this year. Part of that top line along with Lackenmeyer, 17, and 10, Dylan Wedward. Airholz will dump it back deep. Now Airholz gets it back. Malinsky back in front, but Airholz will keep. They'll try to get him in front. Opportunity, Baki. Somehow that goes through. Edmund knocked that one aside. I don't know if Edmund ever saw that one. And the Cats, they got something here. 3-on-2. Trying to split. That's Cron. Tries to get in the cheapie off the backside. Didn't happen. Tyson was there. And Airholz with wheels. Far side. Quick shot. That goes just wide. Hard off the end boards in the glass.
Yeah, I like the play by Cron to carry it up the ice to push get some offensive pressure. But that's a big hit.
Absolutely.
No penalty there. But Boy, that sure looked like a hit from behind. But
yeah, Jack Larson, the recipient of that hit. We have not had a penalty in this hockey game.
Well, you probably just jinxed us, Mike.
I know.
Jack Larson talked to Coach Carlson. Jack Larson is one of the hardest working kids out there. And he's a guy that coaches love to coach because he works so hard, he listens so well. He gets everything out of everything he's got, and that's the kind of player you definitely want on your side.
Henry Martin, number 2 for the Wildcats, trying to lead the rush. Speaking of Larson, got a shot off there. Puck squirts out to neutral. Well, one thing Coach Carlson told us about they got to worry about is Lakeville South likes to kind of leak a winger out. And it almost worked for them right there. They've been so good with just leading the rush tonight with their wheels and getting into the zone. They haven't done a lot of it, but we'll see if that continues throughout the rest of this game. Edmund makes the save with 21-6 to go.
Yeah, I think what's going to have to happen here is, I mean, the Wildcats, I will say this, regardless of how we end this period, the Wildcats have done a little bit of what I was hoping they would do, not come out and give up 4 or 5 goals, not have that scramble. They've played tough, they hustled, they've worked hard, just need to hold it out a little bit longer.
What were you just saying?
Yeah, well, I was kind of hoping that wouldn't have gone in, but again, that's another screenshot for Baki. These are shots that the defense and the guys in front of the forwards and defenders have got to get in front of and make these shots a little easier for Graham to pick up.
So that'll be the second of the night for Baki. He said he was one of the top scorers last year for the Cougars. He had a dozen along with 25 helpers. And Graham Edmund back there, you see him kind of stretched out on the crossbar. Boy, he has been a busy young man this evening. Novak with the assist on that goal, by the way. So 17 minutes gone by. And it's the Lakeville South Cougars with a dominating first period performance as the Wildcats will head back to the locker room, try and talk some things over as they trail 2-0. Down in shots, yeah, that is true, 20-1.
Single assist for 25, Mason Johnson. And scoring for the Cougars at 16-46, number 9, Cameron Baki. Assists to number 19, Katie Aaronholtz, and number 4, Taylor Lutke. There were no penalties in the period. Shots on goal for the visiting Cougars, 20 for the Wildcats.
Welcome you back inside the Eagan Civic Arena as we get set for period number 2 action with the Lakeville South Cougars up 2-0 on the Eagan Wildcats. He's Nathan Cron. My name is Mike Cook, and we're happy to be here with you. First game of the year for both of these South Suburban Conference foes. And boy, that first period, Nathan, was really an inexperienced Eagan team against a very experienced Lakeville South team, and it kind of showed that on the board.
It absolutely did. You know, Eagan showed some hustle. They showed some spirit, but what they couldn't replicate is feel and knowledge. They didn't always know where the other guy was going to be. There were several times in the period where you saw 2 Eagan players skating to the same point, and you can't have that. I mean, you have to know that this guy, your teammate's going to get there. You need to cover the next guy. You need to take away the passing lane, whatever it is. That's something that only comes with experience, Mike, and so we'll have to see the Eagan Wildcats grow up in that regard.
You know, and we had a chance, like I said, to talk to Coach Todd Carlson earlier today, and he said the slogan this year is little things first, big things follow. So again, I think it's a case of you got to make this shift, give it your all, do your best, and like he said, you know what? If you make a mistake while you're hustling and busting your tail.
Yeah, do the little things first, and the big things are going to follow, Mike. That was what Coach Carlson said, and you know, we'll see how these guys react and how they can generate some offense.
Yeah, of course, Lakeville South got that goal with 13.7 seconds to go in the first period to make it a 2-0 game. And they're going to start out with the top line for both of these squads on the ice. This will be number 17 for the Eagan Wildcats, Alex Lockenmeyer, one of the captains on this squad. Kept in, not quite by Cron, as Lucky was able to poke that one out. A couple of fours battled along the near boards. South going right to left this period, and the crimson with the gold trim. And of course, Eagan with the classic whites with the blue and the green. South far side, they've got a man near side. Couldn't quite connect that time with Tanner Lutke. He might have had quite a bit of net had he been able to get the stick on it.
Yeah, the Eagan defense that time, you know, Cron had come across to play the player on the other side, and Pika probably should have floated to the middle, but that time Pika stayed on that side. That opened up a big window on the other side. But again, that's something that when deep pairings, you know, when you have a deep pairing that's playing together for the first time at the varsity level, things like that will happen. They'll go to the bench, they'll talk about it, and they'll say, okay, next time when I go here, you go here.
Yeah.
And hopefully, you know, that's the kind of thing, the maturation process that we're going to see with these young Eagan Wildcats.
It's off to the left of Edmond. Cats control. Anderson, he kind of looks behind him, sends it up near side boards. Tried to get it to number 13, Matt Hansen. And puck goes back into the slot where South couldn't quite get a good shot off. And Wildcats coming out. Dumped in that time by number 22, Ben Barbado. He's a junior defenseman for the Eagan Wildcats. One of many new faces up at the varsity level this year. For those of you that are just joining us, I think we said there were 5 guys on this roster that had varsity experience last year, and really only 3 of them saw a significant time.
Shot there by Barbado from the point. He didn't waste a lot of time. He teed that up really quick.
And here comes South the other way. Nice drag by Doms. That might have caught a little metal going through.
Ashton Doms, one of those really good sophomores last year that played varsity minutes for these Lakeville South Cougars, but you know, again, it's, you know, they just keep coming in waves, Mike. I mean, you know, I don't know if there's a crimson wave out there in Minnesota high school sports or not, but this is kind of what it feels like right now.
Well, I saw too, Maple Grove has these same colors. They're one of the top 2 teams in the Metro right now. Maybe he's got to have the right color scheme, I'm not sure. All the way down, Tyson will play it. One of the few times tonight we've had to call his name. Said he had 5 shutouts last year for Lakeville South. Heavy workload for these Cougars. And face-off will be back in the Wildcat zone.
Well, and of course, going to the state tournament last year and playing a lot of games, Mike. I mean, these Cougars had another 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8 games
something like that
to play beyond even what the Wildcats would have had last year in their senior-laden team. So, you know, as you say, their statistics last year really bear that out.
There's Johnson up at the top for the Cougars. Couldn't quite keep the puck in as it was poked out by Bohr. But South does control once again. This is Miller, number 37 for the Cougars. Here's Portner. They'll wheel through a couple of the Wildcat D at the blue line. Cuts it deep, tries to look for a man out front. Stone King was there looking for the pass, but couldn't quite get to him. South keeping that one in. Check knocked off the puck that time was Portner, and here come the Wildcats. Opportunity for Bohr. Got a man coming down the middle. That's Larson. But Bohr's taken out of the play nicely by the Lakeville South D. Oh, good, kept in that. Now it was kept in that time by Maxime all the way through. I take that back. Didn't get all the way through. Long shot that time. That goes trickles just wide. 14 that time. Larson tried to punch it in from an odd angle. Didn't happen. And here comes South. Johnson leaves it. Quick shot. And Graham, again, big save for the Wildcats. He is reading that puck really well tonight.
He is. And to be honest, Mike, he has to be on. Otherwise, these Lakeville South Cougars would really be piling on the goals.
And we'll have another icing against the Eagan Wildcats. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to our crew here tonight, ETV. Dalton Gruber, Nick Mudd, Dylan Strube, and then Josh Sibley helping out as well. Part of the ETV crew. Happy to bring you Wildcat hockey on ETV. Just look at head coach Todd Carlson of the Eagan Wildcats. First game as the leader of this squad for Carlson. And just a reminder, Eagan TV, they plan to bring you all the home games for boys hockey, girls hockey, boys and girls hoops. I know there was some swimming on tonight. I think wrestling is going to be in there. Again, you can't be here, but Eagan TV can, so check it out. And apologies, I understand there might be some technical difficulties on the ETV website right now, but I know hopefully a lot of you clicked over to the YouTube channel, which I understand there's a message telling you to do so.
A great play by Hansen there, getting the puck in on net. He did a great job of keeping his feet moving through contact.
South drop, shot from the dot. And there's a backhand rebound there by the South Cougars. Yeah, looks like number 3, Tate Pritchard, going to get the goal for Lakeville South. Well, that shot from the far side. You watch Graham Edmond here for the Cats. Got a piece of it, trickles across, but where is the defense? Too easy for Pritchard on that one. And time of that goal will be 3:46 for the Cougars, making it 3-0 by number 3.
Definitely not the way you want to start here. I think the Wildcats have got to. They're gonna have to dig deep here and get some intensity and come out and really do something to change the momentum of this game. I mean, I'm not suggesting they're going to score 5 goals in a period, but we got to get some offensive pressure.
Edmond with another big save there. By the way, assists on that goal went to Xander Billings and number 24 Wyatt Sender. Here come the Cats. Opportunity, losing the puck, flying over his man, and we've got a whistle because we are going to have a penalty. First one of the game is going to be a trip. Time of this infraction will be 4:23, and it will be number 7, Tyler Lafferty, to sit for the Cougars.
Yeah, pretty clear trip there. Obviously, sticking his legs out. A smart penalty though, but I mean to break up the offensive opportunity. I mean, if you're the Cougars right now, you do not want to give the Eagan Wildcats any opportunity to get into their rhythm or try to find some momentum.
Wedward, he's out there in the center man on this power play. He's got Leighton Olson, number 19, out there along with Lockenmeyer, 17. Back on defense, 4 is going to be Cron and 22 Barbato for the Eagan Wildcats. It's their top power play unit. First opportunity of the season for this fivesome. And this is going to be Barbato. Couldn't quite keep the puck. Big battle along the near side boards. Again, the student section will be right there pounding on the glass normally. But in the area of COVID, no students. Here comes Aaron Holtz, shorthanded. Aaron Holtz, and that goes just wide as he whistled that one just past Edmond.
Yeah, great play by Lockemeyer to get back on that to make sure that was going to be a contested opportunity.
Edmond stands up to another shot from Lakeville South. That time it was number 9. That time Baki was looking for the hat trick. Halfway through this power play, Cats have yet to get anything set up.
Yeah, there's that lack of communication, Mike, what we were talking about, where a situation where a guy drops it off and he thinks there's going to be somebody behind him or following him into the zone, and there's not. And That's simply a situation where you look at the tape, on Monday morning, so to speak, and you say, okay, we got to make a better choice or work with our teammates better there.
Bachmeyer trying to lead things up for the Wildcats. Check that was Gus Gley. 37, not 17. Battle behind the boards, 19 to go on the Wildcat power play. Again, 3-0 your score in favor of Lakeville South. They're going to send it all the way down. Cats, if they hurry, can get one more rush out of this. About 7 seconds to go with the man advantage. And with an aggressive forecheck like that, the Cats are not going to be able to get that other opportunity. Back out to center, off the skates of Bohr. And that was Pekka with the pass, or Pika, I should say, with the pass for the Wildcats. 27-3 shots on goal for Lakeville South.
Yeah, Pika's a big body, and he's been working over the years to try to do what he can. Great save by Edmund.
Eli Miller absolutely stonewalled. Well, you said it a few minutes ago. Where would they be without Edmund's performance tonight?
And of course, the Wildcats right now with a long change, they got to be careful here. They're looking right now at a 3-on-2, maybe in a 4-on-3.
Oh, that shot just high and wide off the stick of Portner. He had a lot of twine to shoot at. Inside 10 minutes to go here, second period. 3-0 Cougars on ETV. 10 this time. This is John Novak. His brother Jack is the one we've been calling a lot, number 14. And puck is going to go into the zone, but it's going to be coming all the way back to the Wildcat zone as well.
Now, Mike, I think the Wildcats definitely want to start looking around to pass the puck. I see guys carrying the puck a little bit and maybe not passing it as quickly as they'd like to. And I'm sure Coach Carlson will be looking at that and saying, hey guys, when we have our teammates up the ice or in advantageous positions, we got to move that puck so we're not letting a fast physical team like Lakeville South close down on us.
The physical Wedward just missed on a big check there, just to the side of the South bench. But South does control. That goes just wide of Edmund down in the Wildcat zone, I should say. South circling it well, opportunity. Not sure what that is. If that was Edmund or it hit the defenseman in front. What a nice shot there by John Novak. Boy, South has just had so many ones that have just been teed up from the slot right like that. Let's play that time by 19. Olsen for the Wildcats to disrupt the flow for South. And the Cats will just dump that one all the way down. Should be an ice. And indeed it is with 8:51 to go here in period number 2.
Last Sunday morning, the Eagan hockey community suffered a tragic and unexpected loss of Caitlin Haynes. She experienced a cardiac episode earlier in the week and had been unable to recover. Caitlin was an ultimate volunteer at our younger hockey levels, serving as a team manager for multiple teams. She's survived by her husband, Tom, her children, Clayton, Michael, Maria, and Tom is coach for both Clayton and Michael's team since they started with hockey. The whole family has been involved in many EHA events. Please join our community and rally around the Haynes family and their friends at this difficult time. There is a GoFundMe set up if you feel inclined to give to this amazing family, Mike.
And again, if you have any questions about that, hey, check out the Eagan Hockey Association website. Those folks will definitely get you connected with the right people. And you and I have both had kids in the Eagan Hockey Association, and there's just so many good things to say about the people that are involved with it. And it gets another fine example right there. Just past the halfway point, period number 2. Still all Lakeville South. Edmund with another save. That'll be his 26th of the hockey game.
Well, Mike, one of the things I'm noticing out there is that the Wildcats still aren't quite sure who's got the guy, who's got the puck. So what'll happen is watch how many times Lakeville South will have the puck, carry it to a certain part of the ice, and 2 or 3 Wildcats will move in that direction. And almost like 3 guys are going that way. And I suspect very strongly that you probably only want 1 guy going there, and you want other guys taking away other lanes.
And South continues the pressure this time. There's number 9. He's got a couple of nights. That's Baki. That one didn't get all the way through, went just wide. Edmund had that right pad on it. Wouldn't have got in anyway. Again, South right in front, down low. Got a man coming down. Good coverage that time over there by Lockenmeyer for the Wildcats. Read that play well. Saw a little bit of a hit there behind the goalie. Only been a couple of really big hits tonight. just enough little physicality here and there, but nothing where you kind of went, wow, look at that hit. Here's Pika for the Wildcats, back on D, number 5. South. Nice and centered across, nobody there. And Johnson this time. Mason Johnson, 25. Tries to look out front. Baki's there. Didn't quite get it to him this time. There's Aaron Holtz. Aaron Holtz also a fine football player for Lakeville South. Here come the Cats. Opportunity. Lockenmeyer. Can he get it over to Olsen? No, he cannot. Aaron Holtz with a nice play to knock that one away from Lockenmeyer. Long outlet pass for the Cougars. Here's Ludke. Across. How did Edmond stop that first one? But they score on the rebound.
Oh, it was a great play by Cron. He saw Lakeville South stretching it out, and he comes back and is able to try to take away the pass, but somehow the puck gets through. Somehow the puck still seems to get through. Oh, drags around. That's what happened. And the first initial shot did not go in. And the defense probably should have followed up there to try to protect Graham's backside, so to speak, right? I think it just snuck under his pad. Unfortunate there. Very unlucky for Graham Edmond.
Coach Todd Carlson and the Wildcats, plenty to learn from on this one. And indeed it is Baki. That's the Hattie. And he also gave Mason Johnson an assist for the long outlet pass. That's his second helper of the night.
And 10-13 of the second.
So Baki with a Hattie. Long shot, Cron. Kind of a knuckleball. They're almost full. Tyson a little bit. Might be the best opportunity the Cats have had tonight right there to get one in. Miller across, but they were offsides. 6:13 to go here, period number 2. 4-0 Lakeville South. Hey, I want to make sure we mention the premier sponsors for Eagan hockey this season. Trail Stop Tavern, Locker Room of Eagan, the Urgency Room, Wildcats Bar and Grill, Lone Oak Grill, Medcraft Healthcare Real Estate, and Sari's Mediterranean Grill and Lounge. There's EHA, and Eagan Arms Public House. Glad to have everybody on board Wildcat hockey here in 2021. And how nice is it to say 2021?
Yeah, I don't. It's you feel bad for some people because I'm sure some people had some great events that occurred in 2020. Weddings or things like that couldn't necessarily maybe have big groups for. But I mean, 2020 was a good year for a handful of people. But I think a vast majority of people are glad to see that year turn.
Yep. Yeah, just got to look at the positive. Hopefully, the worst part is behind everybody. Back to some kind of normalcy before too long. 5:45 to go in the second. 4-0 South. That is not a typo at the top of your screen for those of you just joining us. It is 32-4 shots on goal in favor of the number 6 ranked Lakeville South Cougars. And they are offsides for the second time in a short span. We'll look at number 22 for the Eagan Wildcats. That's Ben Barbato. Trying to get you some information on Ben Barbato. Favorite warm-up song is Hall of Fame by The Script, Will I Am. Likes Outback, Adam Sandler. Favorite TV series is Breaking Bad. All that information is kind of these programs that they have online on the wildcat-hockey.com. You can find out about some of these guys out there in the white tonight. As Edmond, again, save.
Yep. You know what? And I'm watching. You can watch the Lakeville South bench. A couple of the players were like, "Wow, that was a heck of a save by Graham Edmond." I mean, that was a bang play, and he just loved that right out of the air. These Eagan Wildcats have got to get to these pucks. They've got to get to these pucks and do something with these things just a little bit quicker. They're just a half step short or a half something short. Whatever that is, half stride, whatever.
Willis down deep for South. Will control it far side. Novak tries to come around, thinking wrap around, but lost the puck briefly. Jack Novak, that is one of the captains on the South squad. Quick turn. They're going to try to get it in front. I think a lot of times you just turn and shoot that puck right there from the circle, but it's going to be icing again on the Eagan Wildcats. Hey, our next broadcast, Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock. Burnsville Blaze come to the Eagan Civic Arena. Check it out on Eagan TV. on the website, on the YouTube channel. Kind of a joint telecast, we understand, between some of the Burnsville Community Television folks and the Eagan TV folks.
It should be a good game. Burnsville graduated a lot of really good players last year. They went to state, had a great team, beat these Eagan Wildcats in the sections, and it'll be interesting to see what they bring to the table.
I believe they open with Rosemount tonight. And Rosemount should be pretty good, although they lost. Ratzloff is out. I saw he had shoulder surgery. But they still got Lewandowski. He's a Wisconsin commit. South, again, just absolutely dominating in the offensive zone tonight. Send it around behind the net. Englund, number 12 for Lakeville South. Goes in front, tries to get his man, does. Rebound is there. Behind the net, I believe that's Pritchard for South. Trying to get the Billings in front.
Somebody's got to challenge for that puck. They've got to push. They can't let them sit back there and tee it up like that. They've got to make physical contact with them.
There's Wedward trying to finish his check for the Wildcats. Sent it in front. Couldn't quite knock that one home. Was Billings. But again, you had two South guys right just outside the blue paint. Again, I think, like you said, it might be a lack of communication. I think we're past the nerve stage of this one. Again, you might have had some butterflies early with a lot of newbies out there. South will just dump that one in. Edmond steers that aside, gives up that rebound, however. Cleared away that time by the Wildcats. That was Wedward hustling in. Here comes Lockenmeyer. He's knocked off the puck by Baki. Baki, who's got the hattie tonight for the Cougars. There's Lutke. 3-on-1. Lutke gets the back cross. Trying to get too fancy are the Cougars. And they unable to put that one home as Edmund stands his ground. 3 minutes to go in the second. 4-0 Cougars.
Wildcats have got to make sure they're keeping guys, they're moving off the puck in their line of sight as well as be able to see the puck itself.
Kevin Goyle took his man out for the Wildcats. Kevin wears number 21 for the blue and green. They go bounce off the end boards and it's 5-0 South. Time of that one will be 14-19 for the Lakeville South Cougars. We take a look at it. Watch this bounce off the end boards. Off Lutke, and that puck just kind of lays there. And
that'll be one of the easiest goals Baki ever scores.
That'll be 4 for him.
Assuming they give it to him. I think they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, I don't know how it sure looked like it on that replay.
Yep.
See, we'll wait for the announcement from Nick Johnson.
Scoring for Lakeville South, number 9, Cameron Baki. Assist number 4, Tanner Lutke, and number 23, Brett Johnson.
So again, that is indeed 4 for Baki. Number 4 with his second assist tonight is Tanner Lutke. And Brett Johnson gets on the scoring page for the Cougars as well with an assist. Unofficially, I've got Lakeville South with 9 guys getting points tonight. And again, Edmond facing a lot of rubber back there. And if you're Coach Carlson, do you let Edmond stay out to finish this game, or do you bring in, Hank to maybe just get him a little ice time out there?
I don't know the answer to that question. I think if you do it, you definitely do it between the second and third period.
Well, right.
Obviously, Mike, and like you were thinking, I think though that there's some value in letting Graham finish this one up and get his, he's waited a long time to be out there. There are going to be there may be a few other opportunities this year for Victor Hank to get some ice time. Nice play there by Breskin.
Absolutely. But here comes Miller this time for South. Backhand, tried to go to the forehand. Edmund stuffed him on that one.
Maxime did a great job of holding it in.
Here's 37 for the Eagan Wildcats. Gus Glide is going to dump it all the way down, and we'll have ourselves an icing. With $1:05 to go, period number 2.
You do get the sense, or I'm getting the sense, Mike, that the Wildcats they're definitely playing safety first when they've got the puck. We've seen a few, like right there, Glide, I'm sure, probably could have had his head up and looking for a pass, but maybe at that point it's just, hey, we need to reset, we need to get off the ice.
Absolutely, and you mentioned earlier that this is the period with a long change.
1 minute remaining in the period.
And Edmund knocks that one back up into the netting. 43rd shot of the game for South.
Yeah, I'm sure if you're Eagan, you're hoping Graham Edmond wouldn't see more than, say, about 10 shots a period, and we're running well above that right now, and that's something that the Wildcats will definitely want to work on here moving forward.
And like Coach Carlson was telling us today, he said, part of the success of this team this year is going to be being strong in the defensive zone. But again, you got to remember, you're playing probably the top team in the conference, if not one of the top two.
Yeah, top two certainly.
For game number one out of the gate, limited practices, no scrimmages. Again, it's a game you're going to learn from. And again, it's going to be one of those, you got to go out, give your best every shift, make the right plays, and you'll learn from it. At center, Lockenmeyer leaves it for Wedward. Wedward, they'll shoot from way up, but that's knocked down on the way through. That was Willis getting in the way for South. Tried to keep that in far side was Olsen, and he did for the Wildcats. Inside 30 seconds to go in this period. Lockenmeyer still battling down deep, 1-on-2. Better in front, couldn't quite connect that time with Olsen. Now if Olsen were a left-handed shot, he would have had a tremendous opportunity. But he's a righty.
Yep. Good vision on the ice, though, by Woodward.
Yes.
Nice pass. And Lockenmeyer's got an opportunity here to get this thing on net.
Can he get one here in the final seconds? Oh, big check. Nope. And Lockenmeyer unable to connect.
Well, the bench was trying to tell him how much time he had, and I think if he had, as you see, a little bit of good sportsmanship there, they know it was a clean hit. It was a good opportunity, and that's the kind of hard work that you expect from a good hockey team. But I honestly think that you're going to have Graham Edmond out there for the third period, Mike, in part because I think Coach Carlson wants to win the third period. He's going to say, you know what, forget about the score, forget about how many shots on goal there are. I don't care. I want to, for the next 17 minutes, I want to play as good as we've played. I want to play the best we've played.
Well, we're going to take ourselves a break here between the second and third period. Coach Carlson's going to go talk to the guys, and we'll be back for the third period here just in a little bit. You're watching Wildcat Hockey on ETV.
In the period to the Cougars, number 7, Tyler Lafferty, 2 minutes for tripping. Shots on goal for the visiting Cougars, 23, a 2-period total of 43, and for the Wildcats 4, a 2-period total of 5.
Welcome back inside the Eagan Civic Arena as we get set for third period action. South Suburban Conference action. Lakeville South Cougars with a 5-0 lead over your Eagan Wildcats. My name is Mike Cook, joined by Nathan Cron. And Nathan, we were just kind of talking off the air between periods there, but really a game where the Cats are going to learn so much from it.
Yeah, they're going to learn a tremendous amount from this game, not just on the ice tonight, but in the future days and hours between now and the Burnsville game on Saturday, watching the film and understanding, where they're making mistakes, where they're doing some things that are positive. It's not like there weren't any positives in the last two periods. They had a handful of shots on goal. They did get a little bit of offensive pressure. We had some challenges, and the Wildcats are going to have to find a way to become more consistent and do what they need to do to be successful.
And again, for Lakeville South, just keep your foot on the gas, and I would expect that top line, we're not going to see nearly as much of them this period as Yanni Kivalhami wants to give his squad. Get some guys that are down the roster, give them a little more ice time.
Oh, I'm sure they'll probably be moving some guys around. I mean, I think really what if you're Todd Carlson right now, what you want to do is win the third period.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come out here, compete hard in the third period, and try to put a couple of goals, maybe a goal or two on the board, and see what happens.
Yep. Baki's going to go in deep for South, and Baki's got 4 of the 5 tonight for the Cougars. 19 is Aaron Holz, and he's a Colorado College signee. So maybe he and Johnny Myers, the former Wildcat, will be doing things over there in the Rocky Mountain area here in the next couple of years.
Wildcats need a little help on those boards. They're 3-on-2 on those boards. They gotta get somebody's gonna have to come over and help them out.
There was Aaron Holtz pass across the Cade. Number 19 with the puck, turns, just dumps it into the circle. Shot from up top, that goes just off the mark, off the stick of Baki. South, we got a penalty upcoming on the Wildcats. Got to control the puck, there we go. 54 seconds into the period will be the time of this one. There's kind of a scramble out in front. Let's see if we can pick it up. Look, you saw there it was. Baki was knocked down. I did not see who was going to the bench.
I did not pick up the signal from the official. I couldn't tell I think it was interference because I think his arms were close into his body. He's facing away from us.
So South on the power play for the first time tonight. South going to send along near side. Here's Novak down low. Back all the way out. All the way through, and Edmond, he quickly gobbles that one up. That was Smolinski from way out. And it remains a 5-0 hockey game. We mentioned that Wildcats home Saturday, they play Burnsville. 4 of their first 5 here inside the Eagan Civic Arena. Their lone road trip will be down at Apple Valley. That's on Thursday, the 21st. South centers it across, and there it is, Novak, Jack Novak. Oh, I missed that. I thought that when he had to put a stick up.
Well, the Lakeville South players are incredulous. They think that puck had to have gone over the line.
Let's take a look. Here's the shot from Novak.
It did not.
Wow.
It hits the near post.
And the far post.
And the far post. And then ends up on Pika's stick. Amazing.
Have you call that the double doink, to quote Chris Collinsworth?
Yeah, or Barbados stick, pardon me. But yeah, wow, that was
excellent call by the officials.
Yeah, kudos to him to be in the right position to be able to see that and actually explain it to the South players.
That's one of those you couldn't do it if you tried.
Maybe if you shot 1,000 pucks, you might get it once. Maybe. It just doesn't happen.
That time it counts. It crossed the red line. Buck 43 into period number 3. 6-0 Cougars. And is it going to be Baki once again? If so, that's his 5th of the night. And I believe it is. There's a pass, Ludke, far side. There was nobody on Baki. And that, Edmond, no chance for the Wildcats. So that's going to be, like I said, goal number 5 for Baki, who I'm guessing may be on the bench the rest of the evening as we go into running time with a 6-goal deficit here in the third period. We'll have to see who gets the assist, but we know it's going to be Lucky on the first one.
Scoring for the Cougars on the power play, number 9, Cameron Rocky. Assist to number 4, Tanner Ludke.
Well, it's yet another one of those cross-crease types of plays where the Wildcats left the back door open or left somebody on the other side, and Lakeville South really is making their money here. I mean, where they, they're really, moving the puck from side to side very quickly, getting the goalie to move, getting some screens, and really making that happen for them.
Yep. Well, let's see if the Cats can get something going here. Martin's coming down the center. Cron carried it into the zone. Bly over there as well, 37 for the Wildcats. Here's Doyle. He's battling over there. I believe that's Sender or Doms for Lakeville South. And the Cougars able to poke it out. Cron will regroup right in front of the penalty box. And pokes it back out to neutral. Nice reach that time by Johnson to knock it off the Eagan player's stick. Tried to get to Willis over here on the near side. Intercepted on the way through. Willis drags that skate. Cougars stay on side. Not long forever because the Cats poke it out. Nice check that time. That was Goyle for the Wildcats. At this point now, it's just, you got to finish strong for Eagan.
That's right. That's right. You're trying to compete now and win. You're trying to compete and win. It's that's a situation where the Cougars are just. That was just excellent passing.
It was absolutely
excellent movement off the puck. It's guys. It's pretty simple. It's movement away from the puck. It's movement away from where the puck is that's creating these chances. And I think that's what Eagan's got to understand is. It's not the guy with the puck who's going to burn you. It's the guy without the puck moving by himself that we're not picking up.
Yep.
And I suspect when you watch this video, when you watch the tape, you're going to go, yeah, I see it. Yep, I see it.
So we think it was Willis. That time we'll wait for the official word once again.
Number 5, Aiden Willis.
It is.
Assist to number 43, Brent Johnson. Number 16, Ben Portner.
Portner got the assist. That's his.
Johnson.
Portner's first point of the night. Brett Johnson had an assist as well. That's his second of the night. Kind of lost count. I think we were up to 11 or 12 Cougars with points tonight. Hey, good look at our official there. You notice he's wearing the mask. Everybody has got to be masked up this year. And we asked Coach Carlson, has that really affected the team at all? And he really didn't. It doesn't sound like it has. They've kind of adjusted to it. But yeah, you read comments from other teachers or coaches around the area, and some of them are just not happy with it. Kids are having trouble breathing, and I don't know what the right answer is, but I think if you want to play, you got to do it.
Yeah, it's the unfortunate reality of playing hockey in a pandemic, and hopefully these guys, hopefully everybody stays safe out there. Obviously we don't want anybody having breathing problems, circulation problems, anything like that. But at the same time, we're going to do what we can to slow the spread so that we make sure that we can get all these games in if at all possible.
Yep. Lafferty off the turnover inside the blue line. He centers it in front, backhand, forehand. Nice save, Edmund. The Lakeville South fan to our left out here was like, I can't believe he made that save.
Yeah.
Arms were up, and
yeah, Graham Edmund. I don't care how many goals he's given up tonight. First of all, it's not him giving them up. Right. It's the whole team. But I don't care how many goals are on the board. Kid's playing really well.
Absolutely. If we have to give a player the game, I think this is a pretty easy one.
Oh, it absolutely is. Either the guy who scored 5 goals or the guy who's saving 40-plus saves.
Yep. Again, we are in running time with a Lakeville South up by a touchdown in this one. 11:11 to go. By the way, Lakeville South, they're at Eastview on Saturday. They have Shakopee at home on the 21st for their home opener down at Posse Arena. 7:30 start for that one. Always got to throw that disclaimer. Scheduled at that point.
That's right.
We saw it we talked a little bit about it earlier, and you look at like the football schedules this past year, all these teams, and it's like, you could go to school thinking you're playing one team. By lunchtime, you're playing somebody else, and you're just happy to be out there. And I think, sadly, we're probably going to have that again with winter sports now that they're going. We're down to 10.5 in this one. We've got ourselves a arm up. We've got a penalty. It's going to be a cross check, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to be a cross check. We've seen a couple of hits that from both teams that could have been probably called. This is going to be Cron's second penalty of the night. You know, it's a little extra English. I think honestly, if I'm honest, I think Aaron Holtz felt the pressure and kind of was, you know, it's like it's 7-0. I'm just gonna, you know, protect myself, but I'm also gonna hit my stick on the board, so I make some noise and get a penalty.
Yep. Because I mean, you got to practice that too in a way.
That's right. That's right. Drawing a penalty is always a good thing. I mean, Cron hit him, but
yeah,
you know, we've seen worse tonight.
Aaron Holtz couldn't quite get it in front. Novak for the Cougars. That top shot just wide off the stick of Malinsky.
The Wildcats have got to get to some of these loose pucks and get some clearances. They've got to do something to kind of give themselves opportunities to relieve pressure.
Yeah, I'd be curious, you know, if there was some kind of a stat about getting to loose pucks, how one-sided that would be tonight. 1:12 to go in the man advantage for the Cougars. 9 minutes to go in this one.
But I'm not sure it's actually, you know, Mike, I'm not sure it's actually a lack of hustle or a lack of drive or anything like that. I think it's, in many ways, it's a lack of not knowing where to be.
Right.
You know, you've got a lot of young players who aren't sure exactly where they're supposed to be or what they're supposed to be doing. You know, and so as a result, they're not, it's not that they aren't hustling or working hard out there, they just aren't 100% sure where they're supposed to go. And
right.
To be fair, those are correctable, coachable mistakes. And that's where Coach Carlson's going to have an opportunity to coach these guys up.
And like he told us today, hey, we want to be playing our best in March. And I'm sure Coach Kilohani for Lakeville South would say the same thing about his Cougars. If you look at some of the limited fans here tonight inside the Eagan Civic Arena. Well, you think about, a lot of times that's where the student section is, and that would actually be packed. But that's just unfortunately the way it is right now. But we want to make sure we definitely give a thank you for everybody checking in tonight on watching us here on the ETV or the YouTube, and hopefully they got the website figured out. That we have a couple issues. Cats back at full strength. Should mention, if you ever want to volunteer for ETV, they'd be happy to take you. Just check out the website, EaganTV.com. Long shot, that goes just wide. Edmund might have got a piece of that one. He indeed did. 46 saves right now for the senior netminder of the Wildcats. Johnson, he's going to send it back near side. Long shot by South, never came through off the stick of Portner. Lockenmeyer still battling hard in there for the Wildcats. Portner, as somebody got behind Goyle looking for the tip, didn't get it there, and that goes just wide. I believe that was Stone King down low. And we're gonna find out who it was, because he's gonna sit for 2 minutes after a hook.
Yeah, Mike, it's the old, he's holding my stick, I hooked him down. Is he holding my stick, or am I committing a hooking penalty? And the answer is, in this case,
yes,
it is a hooking penalty. It's not always an easy call to make, but and I'm sure there's some objection there, but Eagan's going to have an opportunity here for a very short running time type power play as soon as the puck drops, and it'd be nice to see him get a couple of shots on goal.
Yep.
I don't think we've got a shot on goal yet this period.
I was just going to say they do not. Stone King is indeed the man sitting for Lakeville South, 10:24 time of the infraction. Lockie's still out there for the Cougars, number 9. Out there on the PK. And I'm sure if you're Coach Kilohani, you want to get your PK a little time out there as well.
Well, it'd be interesting to see. I think that's...
Oh, big save, Edmund Aaronholz. Got the glove. Or checked it, that was Baki looking for goal number 6.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm not sure why he's out there.
Here we go, it is. Watch Edmund. There we go, flashing the leather.
What a fast save.
Lafferty way out. And easy save that time for Edmund. Hit him right in the Wildcat logo.
And, I did see the beginnings, the very genesis of some of what we saw last year, where the Wildcats are clearing to a guy at the red line who's on the other side of the red line, who's able then to get it in deep, with the tip of the stick, and then other guys are able to chase it down. I mean, that was a staple of last year's Wildcat seniors, the Meekins and the Olsons of the world, and those guys. So far tonight, the Wildcats haven't done that a lot, but we saw it there just a few minutes ago.
South another opportunity. Darnell's couldn't quite hang on to that one, and he'll send it back out. Cougars forced to regroup. Down to 5 minutes to go in this one. 7-0 Lakeville South. The 6th ranked Lakeville South Cougars, we should say. Let's see if the Cats can get something this time on the rush. 18 to go in the power play. Lockenmeyer loses it. Willis for South. Lockenmeyer with a nice job there to knock Willis off the puck. Lockenmeyer loses his stick in the process. Gets a South player on his way through, where he picks up the lumber. Opportunity, Lafferty. And Edmond stopped that one too.
I'm not sure Graham Edmond knew where that puck was, Mike.
No. Still counts for the save. Cougars keeping it in. Willis in front, backhand. No, cleared out that time by Bohr, I believe, for the Eagan Wildcats. And Edmond wisely hang on. I stand corrected. That was Maxime Breschelsen. Breschkeisen. Yeah, there you go. I'm just going to call him Maxime, I think.
Maxime, I'm sure he won't have a problem with that.
Junior defenseman for the Wildcats. Where's number 9?
Gotten a fair amount of ice time tonight, Mike.
Absolutely.
And I thought he's made some good plays. He had one nice in particular, a nice stretch pass that didn't quite connect, but the fact that he had it set up and was looking to break out with a large stretch pass was very positive.
You know, that brings up a point. I think that's one thing tonight. You look at the Wildcats, and Todd Carlson's continuing to rotate the guys through.
Yep.
You know, he hasn't shut it down to where it's a 2-line game.
Nope, absolutely not.
Only put out 4D. And
well, right now we got the 5th defenseman out there. Will Corfidge is making his. If number 6 is on the ice.
Yeah.
For the Wildcats, and forgive me, I don't think I had seen.
I would agree with you.
I don't think I had seen him before the 3rd period. So Will Corfidge getting some time.
That was Henry Martin with the shot. We've seen him out a few times, but not nearly, I don't think, a regular shift tonight.
Yeah, he's been sharing time on that 3rd line. But nice to see, as you point out, Mike, nice to see everybody getting an opportunity to get on the ice. I mean, you know, where this will pay off in theory in 2 weeks is guys getting some time now means they're going to be more settled in a game 2 weeks from now.
Yep.
or 3 weeks from now. And as you say, Coach, if this is where we start, we got to go up from here.
Well, and you're going to look at it and you're going to say, you know what? This is where we want to get to. This is what it's going to take. I mean, they're going to look in the mirror and go, yeah, guys, we're a long ways from where they're at right now. But, one step at a time. And that's how it's got to be. And hopefully they come out Saturday against Burnsville. A team that's, not as, obviously, they're not Lakeville South. They're a team that's beatable. The Cats should be able to stay with them. But again, just build. 2:10 left in this one. Stone King for South. Cats thought about trying to take him out. Instead, they're going to try to get ahead to Hansen. He's knocked off his blades. There's Sender for South. Cron going to go back for the Wildcats. That should be an icing against the Cougars. Boy, what have we had? Maybe 5 or 6 icings on the Cougars tonight?
Yeah,
not many.
No, not too many. A lot of those long passes and stretch headman passes, they're connecting on those, or at least getting a stick on them to keep them in play. It's an excellent team. We're going to see these guys later in the season. In fact, I think if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we'll see him in February. As you help me out with the schedule there. We'll see. We'll play him again on February 13th. Yep. At least we're scheduled to, as you point out.
Yep.
And we'll see where these Wildcats have come to. I mean, right now these Cougars look like they're ready to win the state title right now. If I'm honest, I mean they look fantastic. And we'll see how the Wildcats react and how they roll between now and then.
I think you mentioned it. I mean, it's February 13th, so basically a month from now, about the midway point of the season, and I think that's going to be a really good measuring stick point. You're halfway through the year at that point, if it all continues, and you can, let's see how much closer you are. Lockenmeyer tried to get something going there. Olsen in for Eagan, number 19, out there with Wedward. Down to 30 seconds to go in this one. I mentioned Tyson had 5 shutouts for South last year. 19 seconds away from going 1 for 1 this year. Edmond makes the save. And I don't know, with 12 seconds to go, we may not even get another face-off. I don't think we're going to. You see Edmond, he hands the disc to the official. Graham Edmond tonight, yeah, he allowed 7 goals. He faced 65 shots. That's 58 saves.
Yeah, I don't think, I definitely look at those numbers and I say to myself 2 things. Number one, the Wildcats have got some growing to do. And also, number 2, Graham Edmond played a heck of a hockey game. And I hope he's proud of himself as you see the Wildcats congratulating him. I mean, he played as well as a goalie's going to play, regardless of how many goals ended up on the board.
Absolutely. Lakeville South, they had at least 20 shots in every period.
Yeah, and if I'm honest, that's about twice as many shots as you want, right, Mike? I mean, you want to give up. I mean, that's twice as many shots as you want to give up.
At least,
I mean, the goal I know coming into this game was to give, hey, maybe let's give no more than 10 shots on goal. Graham's going to save most of them. We're going to be okay. But if you give up 20 shots in a period, you know, the other team's going to wear you down eventually. They're going to get those cross creases. They'll get those crosses. They'll get those screenshots, the rebounds. Graham's not going to be able to hold up, against 65 shots. My guess is most of the teams, again, this is Lakeville South, Mike. They're going to be in the state tournament next year likely. They're going to be, or this year, they're going to be strong contenders. And, they're going to have to, the Wildcats are going to have to do the best job they can to rebound from this, and I think that they will. And they're not going to give up 65 shots in every game.
And you know what? It's game 1. So
that's right.
We got 17 more this season. Lakeville South is going to head off. 7-0 victors here inside the Eagan Civic Arena, where that's going to wrap things up for the South Suburban Conference battle. Again, your final score, the Lakeville South Cougars, Eagan Wildcats, 0. So thanks for watching ETV, everybody, and have yourselves a good evening, and we'll see you Saturday.